These are the guitars I have here. None of them were actually used on the record. There's this amp speaker called a Leslie, which is what you play an organ through, like a B3 organ, which is like the Beach Boys and the Beatles and a lot of like the old R&B records used all the time. But you can unplug the organ and plug a guitar into it, and it sounds very cool.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the main sound. And the sound on this low is Sarcastic. The electric guitar sound is Telecaster played through a Leslie organ.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it gives this sort of, what sort of sound does that give?
Kind of makes it sound like this.
Okay.
It's like wobbling,
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a clap like George Harrison or Eric Clapton.
And like that plus like the wah-wah would be...
Yeah, it would be a very...
interesting sound.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. And this is the Dean Z. This is like my frat party guitar, which actually has like a string broken on it that got broken on stage. This is like my tiny MIDI keyboard that doesn't really matter. This is an AKG. It's basically like you can record anything with it. Vox wah-wah pedal that was given to me, which did get used pretty frequently on the record actually.
Okay.
Like I'm from a family of musicians, which you would think would like help, but I was a very I don't want to say resentful. I wanted to like do stuff on my own. I didn't want just people to like show me how to do it. So I actually didn't take any lessons for any of my instruments. I just taught myself as a way to like rebel or something. I don't know. Yeah, when I was 5, I started playing the guitar and the piano. When I was like 10 or 11, I started playing the bass and the drums. And then so when I recorded this album, I reached a point where like I wanted to record something where I was basically playing every instrument, which is more or less what I was on the album. I don't play the bass on it. I'm like an okay bass player, but not good enough for that. So I don't know. It was important to me. It's and is important to me that whatever like success I get in music has nothing to do with my parents and is entirely of my own volition. Like if I write a song and record it and release it and no one likes that, like I'm fine. I just don't want, anything to come from someone else's success.
Yeah.
My father is a producer, a very, very good producer, and I came in wanting to make this record. And, I had to try to, within myself, figure out exactly how I wanted to split up wanting to do everything on my own and wanting to make a product that was like the highest quality that I could possibly make it. So, that like in the same vein as like I had to decide whether I'm going to play the bass or someone else is going to play the bass, because I know I can play the bass. Like it'll sound fine, but it's not going to be like the highest quality. And at that point I decided that I wanted it, to be highest quality I could. So it's co-produced with my dad, real push and pull for sure. Like he would come in and say something and I would maybe disagree and we would get into it for a while just because like he got invested as you do. Pretty recently, maybe like a year ago, I usually work contracting over the summer and I decided that I just wanted to make a record, and so then I did it, and like once I started I was like, okay, no, this is what I want to do. Yeah. What's the rest of the album look like? It's in a similar vein to This Love is Sarcastic.
So again, that sort of like singer-songwriter.
Yeah, like singer-songwriter, indie rock, alternative folk, I don't know, there's like a million things you could call it.
Yeah, okay, sure.
It's in the same vein. It definitely hits a larger variety of marks. It's not just like cynically funny, but yeah, it songs at a very high volume.
Okay, so what are we talking about when you say high volume?
Like, the record is only 8 songs, but this is the notebook for the record.
Right.
There's at least like 40 songs in here that were written for it,
Right.
Not even a really, really like conscious effort to target a certain emotion, Like sometimes I'll just start writing something and I'll like kind of finish the line and be like, oh, that's what that's about, interesting. I didn't really think about that, but that's how it came out. I never go in being like, this is going to be a song about my depression, because
yeah,
that's kind of, yeah. But sometimes, you know, it comes out that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for the best and the worst. You know, part of it is growing up in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it is like childhood trauma and grappling with depression and relationships and like how relationships interact with all of this, you know, depression and emotions and stuff like that. And growing up in New York in general, like the oddities of being alive at all.